Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, very excited to bring you the second archetype presented in the new Duelist pack, Duelists of Brilliance. This is a light-based Duelist pack. 3 different Duelists are present in it. This one is the second one. The first one was, can't even remember her name, Blue Angel Girl with Trick Stars. Cool. We have 6 out of those 7 cards. Still have 1 to go. Hopefully it's a powerful one. And now we have Tachyon, played by Mizar? Mizar is his name, so cool. This is a weird archetype, I guess. Like, just to preface this, this isn't really an archetype. I think like it has some cards, but it's not like a cohesive strategy prior to this support. So we'll see where it goes. My frame of mind is kind of looking at this, and I'm wondering like, should I be looking at this with like Blue Eyes in mind, because that's already like a dragon-based deck with light level 8 dragons that plops them on the field, makes rank 8s kind of scenario there. Should I look at it from that standpoint? I guess we'll have to see, but that's kind of where I'm going with this. We'll have to see how these cards shake out, but let's jump into it. All right, first up, we start with Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. So it does have Galaxy Eyes in the name, so maybe Galaxy is a better way to approach this over looking at it as just more Blue Eye support, but we'll see. Okay. There we go. Light Dragon effect monster, level 8, 3,000, 2,500. It's literally Blue Eyes. You can use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If a Dragon XYZ monster is on the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card to either field. From your hand. So there's a quick effect. So I'm wondering if like there's a way for us to use this turn 1 as like an extender, and then also have a way to recycle this back to hand, so that way it's live on our opponent's turn. But that's cool though. If this card is normal or special summoned, its owner adds 1 Tachyon spell or trap from their deck to their hand. Wow, okay. So it's an extender that also just searches any Tachyon spell or trap, which I believe is something people have asked for. I think there's a really powerful Tachyon trap card. I don't know off the top of my head what exactly it does, but I think when we found out Mizar was the character for this set, for the cover, people were saying like, oh, hopefully that card's searchable, and I think that does. I don't know if there's any other Tachyon search cards, but that's a +1 in and of itself. Anyway, so that's cool. And the third effect, when a Dragon XYZ monster you declares an attack, attach this card on the field to it as material. That's mandatory? That's mandatory. Okay, that's weird, but okay. Very interesting card. I mean, listen, the one thing I would poke a hole in on this card, otherwise I think it's pretty good, is that you have to get all the way to a Dragon XYZ monster, right? You have to already be able to play. This doesn't really help you play. You already have to be able to stick 2 level 8s on a field before you, or 2 4s before you move into that. So that's definitely the one thing I could poke a hole in this, but otherwise it seems like a pretty good card overall. We'll take it. Next up here, we have this guy, and Konami loves doing this. They love making these baby versions of the big bad dragons, right? We've seen the baby Red Eyes monster, Blue Eyes. Does Blue Eyes have one? I don't know. But they do this for everything. The Stardust has one. They love doing this. This is Tachyon Cloud Dragon. I think its design is really cool, though. I think it's cute and cool at the same time. Okay, Light Dragon, level 4. Okay, so works with Galaxy Eye stuff, potentially, because they do make rank 4s and rank 8s. 3 hard ones per turn effects. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing, you can special summon it. I've been talking, I actually just talked about this with the archetype revealed, I think it's the archetype revealed last night. One of their cards has that same, like, Poplar or Trickstar Lilybell summon condition, where if they're added to hand except by being drawn, you can special summon them. That's really funny. Okay, you contribute this card to special summon a Tachyon monster from your deck or graveyard, except for another Cloud Dragon. This guy has Tachyon in the name, so this does just say, if even just has a norm, and that's cool. I also like that, kind of like Poplar, this has a decent effect, even if you have to normal summon it. Even if you hard draw this, you're like, it's still a Lone Fire Blossom. I'll just normal this, I'll tribute it to summon this, and I'll search a Tachyon card. Cool. That's probably something. Cool. And then we'll see. I don't know off the top of my head if there's any other main deck Tachyon monsters that are worth summoning off of this, but that's still cool. And if you special summon a Dragon XYZ monster, you can target one of them, attach this card to it as material from the graveyard if it was there when that monster was summoned, or hand even if not. Pretty cool. Yeah, gives you extra materials. That's fun. This seems like a pretty good card, not going to lie. It's a Lone Fire Blossom, means it's pretty weak to Ash, but If you have ways to search this, so it doesn't even take your normal summon, right? Search this, it summons out immediately. Boom, go into this guy or something else. Like, that's cool. It's pretty good. All right, and lastly, for the main deck monsters, we have Swarshchild Infinity Dragon. So it does not have Tachyon or anything in the name, but it's a big level 8 dragon guy. He looks kind of crazy. Yeah, he's like opening up some wormhole thing. Okay, this is a Dark Dragon, level 8, 2000 and 0 for the stats. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. You cannot special summon from the extra deck the whole turn you activate this card's effects, except Dragon XYZ monsters. Okay, so pretty brutal lock. If you control no monsters, or your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 8 light or dark dragon monster from your deck in defense position. Except for Infinity, this guy, another copy of itself. But its effects are negated. Okay, so the monster you search is negated, but this card does say, without normal summon, just summon 2 level 8s. So I guess it depends. I guess it would come down to the version of this deck you actually end up building. If you end up building the deck in a way where you do want to make use of non-Dragon XYZ monsters from the extra deck, I guess you would just say, you know what, this card's a really strong ended card, but we have other stuff we want to utilize. If you are, however, on here, this seems like a pretty insane starter, right? Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty insane card to start your turn with, right? Just plop 2 level 8s on field immediately, and then just depends if, like, the rank 8s you can abuse from there are strong enough. Okay, cool. Glad, what is it, Dark Matter? The Dark Matter Dragon is banned. All right, the only Exceed from the support so far is this guy here. This is Dragluxion. That's his whole name, Dragluxion. Okay. 2500 attack, 3000 defense, light dragon. Of course, he's generic. Any 2 level 8s, so maybe Horus also, a little spicy here. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can add any Galaxy or Tachyon card from deck to hand. So now we have 2 separate cards that are able to get us. Oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. Because that means even if you can just make a rank 8, this card can search our new guy. Then he special summons. Then he searches another Tachyon spell or trap. So you summon an 8. You get another 8, a rank 8, you get another level 8, and that level 8 is already searching you for an additional Tachyon spell or trap, and then all you need is any one other level 8, and you can get in there. Okay. You can attach 2 materials from this card as cost. To special summon 1 rank 8 Dragon XYZ monster with 3000 attack from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. Then you can attach 1 Galaxy monster from your extra deck to it as additional material. This is treated as an XYZ summon. Transfer this card's materials to the summoned monster. That's pretty generic because it's any rank 8 dragon with... Well, it is... And never mind, it's not that generic. I'm sure there's a handful of monsters because it's a pretty main, like, stat line here. Rank 8 dragon with exactly 3000 attack. There might be some blue... No, because blue eyes isn't specifically, like, rank. I don't know. I'd honestly have to go through and look. I don't know what Tachyon cards exist. I don't know exactly what Galaxy Eyes cards already exist. I know there's stuff like Photon Lord, but he's not a dragon, so if you use this card up here that locks you, which is a really strong engine card, you wouldn't be able to utilize that, so keep that in mind, but that's still pretty powerful. I wonder what the targets are for this, but if there's good ones, this is a pretty insane card, right? Also, I didn't mention it, you could also search Cloud Dragon because it's a Tachyon card. Search him, then he specials himself, still not using your normal summon, and then he can get you into your primal, in which case you're getting an extra material onto one of your Exceeds, right? Because he has that effect engrave. So, pretty cool. All right, nice. I mean, honestly, pretty impressive cards, I think. All right, Tachyon Spiral of Destruction. This is a quick play spell. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Okay. It's a quick play spell. Okay. So this card overall is not a once per turn, but I think it's saying because it has 3 different effects, you pick one when you activate it, and if you activate another copy of this card, you have to pick a different one of the 3 effects. I believe that's what we're reading here. Okay, first effect. If you control a Galaxy XYZ monster, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. Oh, whose effects are negated? So only monsters that are already negated get destroyed. Or only face-up cards your opponent controls. that are already negated. Okay, that's weird. That may have something to do with like Tachyon stuff that already exists. Maybe the deck already has a way to kind of like have a blanket negate all your opponent's cards, and then this card also wipes from there. Okay. Target one Tachyon card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay, cool. I mean, that's a quick play way of adding something like this guy back to your hand so we can summon on the opponent's turn. Although, at this point, I'm wondering, like, what does that do? Summoning him on your opponent's turn? And the last one, target one dragon number monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Okay, interesting card, not blowing me away. I mean, like, maybe it's okay. If this effect didn't need to, like, if this card just actually wiped the board, this may be like a payoff card where, like, maybe sometimes you're just searching it off this and are saying, you know what, this guy's ranking up into another interruption, and then I also have just a straight up Raigeki on the opponent's turn. But I don't know. Weird card for me. You'd have to let me know. This card is a little more dependent on some of the other stuff we have. So let me know your thoughts on that. And I believe the last card we have here, aside from some of these reprints, look at the alt art. So we saw this artwork in the background, I believe, of the cover, and it looks like it's just like a way cooler, in my opinion, alt art from the original. What is this? Just Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Yeah. Okay. Let's read the trap here. Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Normal. This has Galaxy and Tachyon in the text. Normal trap. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn if you control a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon specifically. So is that the main deck one? Oh, so this one's an extra deck version of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, and this one oh no, sorry, Tachyon Primal. Sorry, it has to be the old one. It has to be this guy. You can activate this card from the hand. Whoa. Okay. During the battle phase, detach one material from your Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster. If you control a number C monster, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Okay. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls, normal or special summoned this turn, into the deck. There's one, like, this card reads like it's kind of crazy potentially, and then there's just one little part. It's literally this. It's this word right here, honestly. This could say main phase, and this card would be crazy, because you would be able to search this on your opponent's turn, and then as your opponent tried to play, you'd be able to, if you just end on Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, which just means you could make this card, add that trap, or add this guy who gets you the trap, and then this guy could rank you into old Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, but the problem is it's during battle phase only, right? Your opponent can do your board can completely clear your board in main phase 1, and then go battle phase to clean you up, and then this card's not live in the hand anymore, or you just don't even straight up have a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon on field anymore. So just doesn't quite work for me. This is the one I would say dud. I think this one, I'm pretty certain that this one's more dud to me, just because it's battle phase only. Sorry, guys. I wish that some battle phase stuff could be better, but I just don't think it's here. All in all, though, pretty cool support, honestly. I think winner. This card's definitely a winner. Good starter for potentially just Galaxy Eyes now, like Galaxy Photon decks. This card could just be like one of the better starters now. This card seems like a crazy starter, as long as like you're okay with just being completely stuck into Dragon XYZ monsters from extra deck. I think that's interesting, though, because that means like you could still fully play like Horus in this deck with this card, because it's just extra deck. It doesn't lock you from main deck. It just says your extra deck can only be Dragon Exceed. So as long as you can, and this guy is generic, he's a generic dragon, so 2 Horuses can make this. That's pretty decent, actually. I think this is kind of setting up like it absolutely could just be a legit deck now. That's really exciting, I think. Okay, real quick. This is JP001, JP002, JP003, 004, 005, 007. Okay, so there is probably one more spell here. So there's a card slotted in between the spell and the trap. It could be a spell, it could be a trap. My guess is they wouldn't do another trap for an archetype like this. A spell makes more sense. I would love to see a spell that searches this little guy, because just to make him a little bit more accessible early in the turn, rather than like having to already get to the rank 8 to search him. That would be cool, unless there's already a way to search him. You'd have to let me know there. But yeah, I think these cards are pretty cool, man. I think all 4 of the monsters are like pretty strong. The spell and trap are just okay for me. But again, like, that depends, because I know there's already a good trap. I just need to look into what other, like, Tachyon or Galaxy cards already exist that, like, could be really worth searching there. But yeah, that's everything for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is really hype. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. This is not a character I was super hyped for overall. Personally, I was way more hyped for the Trickstar stuff. Now we just need to wait what the last card is, or what the last archetype is for the Duelist pack. It's light base, but we have no idea who it is. There's no hints or anything. And then one more Trickstar card, and one more card here. I tend to believe that Konami's smart enough to save a pretty good card for the end, just because if they're going to release that card 2-3 weeks before the set actually drops in the OCG, they want to put a really good card out there because they want to give one last big wave of hype before that set product actually comes out, so that way, you know, sales potentially, you know, get a nice spike when it comes. So, you know, I would be optimistic if you think this stuff's really cool that there's also one more probably pretty good card coming, and I'll obviously bring that to you as soon as it drops. So stay tuned, guys. I still expect a lot more news this week. I mean, this has already been a huge, huge news week already, and we're only like 3 days into it. But I'll bring you anything else that comes. So subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh! News and other stuff as well. I'm starting to get a little more excited because banless season, potentially hitting Snake Eyes a little bit and making the format a little bit more fair, and a bunch of new stuff that I'm actually really excited to mess with. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. I've rambled long enough here, but I'm out of here. Peace.